If you have a drink, would you please put it in the air? That party last night was awfully crazy, I wish we taped it. I danced my ass off and had this one girl completely naked. Drink my beer and smoke my weed, but my good friends is all I need. Pass out at 3, wake up at 10, go out to eat, then do it again. That party last night was awfully crazy, I wish we taped it. I wish we taped it. I wish we taped it. I wish we taped it.
Welcome to DrinkLikaFish. I'm your host Brian Big Fish Racklin, and this is my host,
co-host.
No, you're the host. You're not just the co-host. You're equal. Yeah. So anyway, we are doing a beer review. We're not just here to talk a bunch of smack. We're here to do a beer review, and Double D has brought this beer tonight, so I'm going to let him introduce the beer.
All right.
Go ahead.
We've already done is it Unibroue?
Unibroue.
Unibroue's terrible, or terrible, as we say down here in Georgian.
Which it's the opposite of.
It was a very good beer. So actually, I was wandering around the candy store the other day, and I see this La Fin du Monde, which is I guess French for the end of the world. It's got some really high ratings, and we've already figured out that we like the Unibroue beers. Sure. So I'm really stoked about this. It's a triple fermented ale, 9% ABV.
Go ahead. Pour. No, you get to pour.
No,
we're gonna do the music, the whole pouring thing, the whole thing.
No one here can show you where it is, but I can point to a sign on the roof of the world without apparent design. A frozen definition of a lunatic ambition to rhyme.
Okay, I don't know. It's kind of, I guess, beer snobby, beer geeky to get the nose on it, but you know, the whole thing about beer, it's funny. It's, you know, why are we not drinking this out of the bottle? How come we not just drinking this straight? Well, I think part of the whole beer experience is getting the bouquet or the smell, because I think the smell adds a lot, especially with Belgian beers. It adds a lot to the overall experience of drinking the beer when you can smell it. It's not just this taste, but you're like, all right, I'm picking out ... and then
hit skins whenever quickly. I hit the skins for the hell of it.
just for the yell I get, for the smell of it. I want to talk about the look real quick. It definitely looks like a Belgian. It has that slightly cloudy.
Very cloudy.
Yeah.
You can't see anything.
That's true. It's a very So it's a very cloudy, pale yellow. It looks very very weedy. Another thing about this beer is it's really meant to be drank at a 50 some degrees. You know, a little cooler than room temperature. Not quite cold. Now this one is cold. It's been refrigerated before we even started tonight.
Right.
Been refrigerated right before we busted it out. So it probably could be a little warmer. I think if it was, it would release some more notes from this, the scent we're about to try to get, and probably release a little bit more flavor too. I think we found that with some other, higher end beers. So, but I don't think it's going to draw back too much.
Right now, just
I can
standing
smell shit standing here.
It's wafting.
Yeah, there really is a sweetness, not even holding it up to our noses. I totally noticed that while I was babbling on there for a minute or two.
That's good beer.
There's definitely a sweetness coming off of it from this far away. Yeah. So it's definitely heavy on the nose, but sure. Wow, very sweet. Yeah. I know wow is usually your line, but very sweet, very orangey. Yeah. Very citrusy.
Very citrusy.
Very orangey. That's what I'm getting, at least.
And I know we used this term a couple of times before. Typical Belgian. Very bready, very yeasty. You get that smell. It's kind of a yeast hops. If you were to equate it to the terrible that we've had before, the witch's brew. It kind of has that same funk. It's kind of this funky sort of weedy, like bread is really old bread, and it has that funky bread smell. And at least in my opinion, that's kind of what this is having right now. know.
So I think it's there a little bit, but for me, I think the orange is so overpowering. That's really all I'm getting.
Yeah, I definitely
But
get more
is,
citrus.
There is a bready smell to it, but I just personally the orange is almost, like I said, overpowering anything else.
Which in this case it's a good thing. I like that.
I'm not saying it's negative.
like
No, I don't want to make that.
Wow, that has a lot more going on in the taste than it does when you smell it. To me at least.
Okay. I'll agree with you partially. It does have a lot more going on with it, but at the same time, the taste directly reflects the way it smells.
True.
That citrusy is there, very strong, but there's definitely a malt character that isn't present in the scent.
Yeah.
It's quite good.
And one of the things too that you wouldn't normally do with a domestic brew or some of the other quote unquote big three is if you age this.
Clean it up.
Yeah, what's wrong with the beer we got? I mean, the beer we got drank pretty good, don't it? I ain't never heard nobody complain about the beer we have. It drank pretty good. Budweiser. What's the name of some of them other beers? Budweiser and what else? Miller. Coors. It drank pretty good, don't it? Mr. Jackson, who asked you to sponsor this beer?
The Frida Hops Foundation.
Yeah, what kind of foundation is that?
These are young people from I will use the term from Germany that came in with Mercedes.
From Germany?
If you were to sit on this for a few years,
Yeah.
And by aging you would stick it, in a cellar like a dark, cool place, or there's some places where you can, put it in a refrigerator.
Dark, cool, stable temperatures. Yeah.
Exactly. I think some of the complexity of this would kind of pare down into almost like a wine-like quality, where it's just
absolutely. If Chimay taught me anything, which it has. I mean, Chimay was my gateway drug, as Brian put it, into that world of beers beyond, the Coors and the Buds and that kind of stuff.
Sure.
The age really opened up the flavor of that beer. Now, this beer, if I remember correctly, they actually recommend a 3 to 5, if I remember correctly. I may be wrong on that, but at least 3.
Right.
You age it for that time period, and I really think, this is good now, but I really think it would mellow out this beer, because the sweetness is a little strong. It's good, but it's a little on the harsh side. Now,
and the carbonation is there's a bite. There's a strong bite as far as carbonation goes.
Now you cellar this beer for 2 years, 3 years, and then you drink it. It is going to be a top-notch drink. It's going to be something special that you can share with people. It's really
100%.
Pick up a bottle, try it now. Pick up another one, plop that thing into a fridge, your basement, store it for a while. I see nothing but good things coming from this.
Yeah, this was once again from Unibroue up in the Canada. It's spot on. This is great. This is the second one that we've tried from that brewery, and it's perfect. I have zero complaints. I think it's good. It's good, and I like it. So I would 100% say that this beer is the cure
For what ails you.